Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a triumphant Tuesday so far. Today, you guessed it, we're going to be diving into Cardano, and this is going to be a short and sweet one, guys, as I'm sort of pressed for time, but we're going to cover quite a bit. We're going to start the video off. I'll very quickly outline what we're going to be doing within this video with a quick clip from Charles Hoskinson's AMA yesterday, and it really re-emphasizes what's going on with the Cardano blockchain and how the price, and something we've said really whilst we've been downtrending in terms of price, isn't reflecting the blockchain and its progress. We're going from strength to strength on every metric that you could possibly weigh us up by, and we'd often compared it with a number of other products that have done that whilst the price has been going down, only to see that appreciation later on down the line. That's what I think is coming for ADA. We're going to be talking about the MinSwap yield farming that is now essentially live. The rewards will start to get accrued tomorrow. Those of you that have been following me will know and will already be well positioned for this. And there are potentially going to be yield farming opportunities of up to 823% APR. So it's absolutely huge. I'm going to talk you through how you take part in this again if you didn't take part in the liquidity bootstrapping event, and also show you guys what you now do with your LP tokens to get ready to start amassing some of these rewards. So we've got quite a bit to get through. It is going to be a short and sweet one. So I'm just going to fly through it all. And then we'll also do a little bit of talking about the total value locked. You guys know what I'm waiting for. I think stable coins are going to be the biggest catalyst for total value locked within the Cardano DeFi space. But we spoke about that in great detail. Also, what I want to do on this channel is in times like this where there's quite a bit of risk, or certainly quite a lot of uncertainty, and people don't want to take the risk in times like these, there are ways you can actually farm yields with crypto that don't involve taking really any risk, if not just a little bit. And that's in the form of stablecoin farms, which can essentially, some of them can net you up to 118%. 8 to sort of 818%. So we'll talk about that in another video. Let's start with this clip from Charles talking about the blockchain, talking about Cardano as a blockchain and where it's currently at. It's a big year ahead of us, guys. We've got some pretty significant hard forks. And tomorrow we're going to be doing a video talking about previous hard forks and what the price has done in association with that. So let's get straight into this quick, guys, and then let's move on to MinSwap and wrap this video up.
Cardano itself is doing pretty well. Most people have these bizarre notions of success. They look at like the price and they say, well, if it's high, it's great. If it's getting lower or there's a decline, then obviously something's wrong. But by all meaningful metrics, TVL, population of the chain, transaction volume, the rate of developer acquisition, everything is massively better today than it was even 60 days ago, and so forth. Looks like we'll have a lot of events this year. Like we'll probably go to consensus.
When I said short and sweet, I really meant it. That was just him giving a sort of overview on kind of what's going on. He also mentioned it at the start of the AMA that he did yesterday. Every metric that you can weigh us up on, we're doing extremely well in. 3.5 million wallets at this point. Just continuing to go from strength to strength. And I think that this is really going to start to snowball throughout this year with the likes of some of the hard forks that we've got installed. Many of the dApps are actually waiting for these hard forks to take place, certainly the one in June, in order to deploy so that they can really reap the benefits of that hard fork and deploy the most efficient dApp possible. So we've got an explosion on our hands at some point, and we're already starting to see, that really take shape. Let's talk about MinSwap. We are thrilled to announce that yield farms are now open for depositing. Yield farming rewards accrual will be enabled 24 hours later on Wednesday, 16th of March, and then it gives you a time. I think they actually ended up launching a little later today, or it could just be that I was expecting it earlier. So essentially, this is your yield farming. So those of you that took part will know that essentially we put ADA in for the bootstrapping event. I think we put 900 in on one account and 1,200 on another, and then I've personally done it with about 6 to 7,000 ADA on my own personal, but the 2 dummy accounts, you essentially put your ADA in. They sort of did like a pre-sale for Min and converted it for you, so they gave you your LP tokens. You then had to, and you should have redeemed your per ADA already. Otherwise, they're pretty much worthless, I believe. And now you're essentially going to stake your liquidity tokens. So you should already have them. If you go over to your wallet, you will be able to see In this particular wallet, we've got 1.2 billion liquidity tokens. This is the dummy wallet, of course. You will essentially go over to stake, and then you will sign the transaction. Essentially, you will get given, and I'll do that in just a second. I'll sort of walk you through it. You'll essentially, then your LP tokens will stake and start accruing awards tomorrow. So you've still got really the rest of the day to do this, and then the farming starts tomorrow. And it's very time sensitive, guys, because ultimately a lot of these high APRs are going to come within the first week. So you want to maximize that. And this was from Carl Berger. Prepare for tomorrow. MinSwap DEX. Still time to get some clap, muesli swap, Sunday swap, and so on for amazing 800% APRs. And of course, Carter shift. So essentially what he's done here is he's taken into account a number of things, and he's trying to, and I'll move my head slightly so you guys can see this fully, give you guys a representation of what some of the APRs are likely to be. So we can see for ADA-Min, which is the one that I'm personally involved with, I am probably going to add more liquidity and then stake those LP tokens before tomorrow, because some of these rewards are just too high to pass up. Now there is, of course, the risk of impermanent loss, but I think in some cases that may get mitigated by the rewards that you're going to gain. And it's kind of too good for me to pass up, and I'll certainly be doing that before rewards start getting accrued. So right now we've got ADA-Min. You can see estimated with the boost, which is the NFT that you should have got when you redeemed your, or you redeemed your per ADA token for your LP tokens. You essentially get that boost. I think it's about 160% ish or 190% extra. So this is what we're potentially looking at with the boost, 515%. You can see some have more, some have less. For example, ADA Clap has 823%. The likes of VYFI, very high percentages as well. So this is an opportunity that I'm certainly taking part in. What you guys do is really up to you, but we have sort of talked you through it. We've not pushed anybody into it, but we've said, look, this is an opportunity I'm taking. Maybe you guys may want to do the same. So if you do indeed want to take part, it's very, very simple. All you're essentially going to do is you're going to come over here. Your wallet should be at the top here. And we've got the dummy wallet set up. You're going to go over to stake. You're then going to go to your maximum. And essentially you're going to click stake. Now keep an eye on just how congested the blockchain is. We can see right now we're at 84%. So it should be going through a lot smoother than potentially my others did earlier. So I'll click this and then I will start the video back up and wrap this video up. So you click stake. So that is taking forever. Essentially, once you click stake, you will sign the transaction, and then it's just a case of waiting for it to go through. Once it's gone through, it's officially staked. And of course, tomorrow you're going to start accruing rewards like the notice here tells you. I have noticed that there is quite a bit of a delay with MinSwap currently loading up. I assume it's because the website's under quite a lot of pressure as people are using it. But this typically will get resolved. So certainly something I'm very excited to see what the outcome of it is, what the kind of APRs are that I can start getting from this, and sort of the profits of taking part in this event. And here you have a kind of outliner of some of them. It's very interesting. MinSwap has nearly the same volume or the same total value locked as Sunday Swap. Will they overtake them? I would probably predict that they will in terms of total value locked, given the farming opportunities and given the fact that when everybody sort of catches on to this, I still think some people are somewhat ignorant to it. But when people start to, certainly your people that farm other dApps start to catch on to this, there's really going to be a bit of a snowballing into MinSwap so that they can take advantage of some of these APRs. Remember, this is really going to only be for the first 7 days, I believe. I can't quite remember how long the NFT is actually valid for, but I know that it's only a short period of time, and that's why they're offering like 190% extra for people that have that NFT after partaking in the liquidity bootstrapping event. So this is something I'm very excited about, certainly watching the total value locked. We've got updates from Djed that we're going to cover in another video. We are actually going to do an in-depth video on COTI. From start to finish, really talk about COTI as a blockchain and talk about Djed and the kind of development that we're seeing there. You know, this is one of many stable coins that I think is going to really allow the Cardano ecosystem to flourish. Certainly something I'm very excited about. We know we've got some significant hard forks ahead of us. Everything is A-OK, guys. Yes, the market action sucks. There is, you know, tomorrow's a really big day for the FOMC, which is when the Federal Reserve essentially are going to definitively either decide to up interest rates or leave them alone. It's looking more likely they're going to do that. That's going to be a market moving event, in my opinion. So we're going to be watching tomorrow very closely because not only will it move the likes of Bitcoin, but of course Cardano is kind of wrapped up within that. All I have for you in this video, guys, remember this is taking a little while, but essentially all you've got to do is go over to farm, go to stake, obviously stake the liquidity tokens that you have, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to start accruing those rewards tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. If you enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I'll catch you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, ladies and gents.